If your knees hurt, there's one thing you should never do. Never. And yet it's exactly what most people do first. It's what seems logical, what seems safe, what seems like right way to protect hurting knees. But in 30 years working as orthopedic surgeon, I've seen how this single mistake turns temporary pain into chronic problem, mild discomfort into disability, treatable condition into irreversible joint destruction. Today I'll tell you what this thing is and why it's so dangerous for your knees. This thing is complete cessation of movement, complete rest, avoiding any activity involving knees. When knee starts hurting, most people's first instinct is stop using it. Don't walk extra, don't climb stairs, don't squat, generally move as little as possible, give knee rest, wait for pain to pass by itself. And at first glance, this seems reasonable. If something hurts, don't load it, right? Let it heal. Problem is with knees, this works exactly opposite. Let me tell you a story that perfectly illustrates danger of complete rest. Man, 48 years old, let's call him Andrew, came to me 3 years ago. His right kneecap started hurting after he awkwardly jumped off curb. Not severe pain, but noticeable. He decided to be careful. Stopped playing sport he loved, basketball with friends, started avoiding stairs, used elevator everywhere possible, even walked less, took taxi instead of walking 10 minutes. He thought he was doing right thing, giving knee time to recover. 3 months passed. Pain didn't decrease. On contrary, it got worse. Now, knee hurt not only during activity, but after long sitting. Morning stiffness appeared. Knee became weak, unstable. Andrew started panicking. He gave knee rest, as he thought correct, but it only worsened. Why? When he finally came to me, I immediately saw a problem. His right quadriceps was significantly smaller than left, atrophied. In 3 months of inactivity, muscle lost mass and strength. When I asked him to stand on right leg alone, he couldn't maintain balance even 5 seconds. All stabilizer muscles around knee weakened. And here's paradox. Weaker muscles became more load knee itself received. Because muscles could no longer absorb and distribute force, all load fell directly on joint. This is first reason why complete rest is dangerous for hurting knees. Muscles atrophy incredibly fast. You can lose noticeable muscle mass and strength in just 2 to 3 weeks of inactivity. And without strong muscles around knee, joint remains unprotected. Imagine car without shock absorbers. Every road bump transmits directly to suspension. Same with knee without strong muscles. Second reason relates to how cartilage in joint feeds. Cartilage has no blood vessels. It doesn't receive nutrition through blood like other tissues. It feeds through synovial fluid, special fluid inside joint. And this fluid circulates only when joint moves. Each knee bending and straightening pumps synovial fluid through cartilage, delivering nutrients and removing waste products. When you stop moving knee, this circulation stops. Cartilage literally starts starving. It doesn't receive what it needs for recovery and maintaining health. Moreover, without movement, synovial fluid becomes thicker, less effective. Joint becomes stiffer, more painful. This creates a vicious circle. Knee hurts, you move less. From lack of movement, cartilage gets worse. Knee hurts even more. Third danger of complete rest is change in whole body biomechanics. When one knee hurts and you start protecting it, your body automatically compensates. You transfer more weight to other leg. Change gait to avoid pain. These compensations seem natural and protective, but they create new problems. Healthy knee starts receiving excessive load. Hip on painful side starts working incorrectly. Back tenses from asymmetric load. After a few months, you have not one problem, but entire cascade of problems throughout body. I've seen this countless times. Person comes with pain in one knee. From fear and desire to protect it, they stop moving normally. 6 months later, both knees hurt, hip hurts, back hurts. What started as local problems spread because body tried to compensate, and compensation created imbalance. Fourth reason relates to psychological aspect. When you start avoiding movement due to pain, what we call kinesiophobia develops fear of movement. You become increasingly cautious, increasingly limited in your actions. This fear becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. More you fear, less you move. Less you move, weaker and more painful knee becomes weaker knee, greater fear. Circle closes. I've seen people who from moderate knee pain in year turned into semi-invalids, not from serious damage, but from fear and movement avoidance. Their MRIs showed minimal changes, but they couldn't function normally because muscles atrophied, joints stiffened, and psychological barrier became huge. So what to do when knee hurts? Complete opposite of complete rest. You need to keep moving, but do it smartly. This is called active recovery. Keyword active. Yes, maybe you need to temporarily decrease intensity or change activity type. If running causes severe pain, maybe switch to walking or swimming. If barbell squats are painful, do body weight squats or partial squats. But don't stop completely. There's rule I teach all my patients. Movement shouldn't cause pain above 4 to 5 on scale of 10. Light discomfort 2 to 3 out of 10 is normal and even good. This means you're working tissues, stimulating adaptation. But if pain rises above 5, becomes sharp, or persists several hours after activity, this is signal to decrease intensity. Andrew, I mentioned we started with very simple things. Sitting on chair, knee extension with minimal resistance, 10 repetitions, 3 times daily. Sounds ridiculously simple, right? But for his atrophied muscle, this was beginning. Week later, we added light squats, holding chair for support. Another week later, step-ups on 10-centimeter step. Gradually, step by step, we restored muscle strength. First 2 weeks were difficult. Muscles ached from unaccustomed work. Andrew several times wanted to quit everything, return to rest. But I explained difference between damage pain and adaptation pain. Damage pain, sharp, acute, intensifying with each movement. Adaptation pain, dull, muscular, like after workout, passing with warm-up. We worked with adaptation pain, avoiding damage pain. After a month, he noticed he could climb stairs without pain. After 2 months, returned to long walks. After 4 months, cautiously returned to basketball, starting with light games. After 6 months, his knee was stronger and healthier than before injury because we didn't just restore what was, we made it better. If Andrew continued his path of complete rest, story would be completely different. After year atrophy would be so serious that simple actions like climbing stairs would become real ordeal. Cartilage from lack of nutrition would start truly degenerating. What started as small injury would turn into serious chronic problem, possibly requiring surgical intervention. Here's what's critically important to understand. Knee pain isn't always sign of damage requiring rest. Often it's sign of weakness requiring strengthening. Paradox, but in many cases, best treatment for hurting knee is loading that knee, right? Dosed, gradually increasing load. Of course, there are exceptions. If you have acute injury, you fell, hit, knee swelled like balloon, hot to touch, first 48 to 72 hours of rest and ice are absolutely right. If you have diagnosed ligament rupture or serious meniscus damage, follow your doctor's recommendations. But for vast majority of chronic or moderate knee pain cases, complete rest is worst thing you can do. Modern research confirms this again and again. Exercises aimed at strengthening muscles around knee are one of most effective methods for treating knee pain, including arthritis. More effective than many medications, sometimes as effective as surgical intervention, but without surgery risks. Movement is medicine. This isn't just beautiful phrase. This is physiological reality, right? Movement stimulates tissue recovery, strengthens muscles, improves circulation, maintains cartilage health, prevents atrophy. Rest does opposite. Weakens muscles, worsens tissue, nutrition, promotes degeneration. So if your knees hurt, Please don't make most common and most dangerous mistake. Don't stop moving completely. Don't hide from movement. Instead, learn to move correctly. Find exercises you can do without severe pain. Start small, but be consistent, and gradually increase load, giving body time to adapt. Your knees are designed for movement. They evolved millions of years to carry you, bend thousands of times daily, absorb impacts. They're not fragile. They won't break from load if you're smart, but they will weaken and deteriorate from inactivity. Remember this, and never make this dangerous mistake of complete rest when your knees hurt.